I actually can't believe you wrote this. That's fucking hilarious. In the dimly lit streets of Berlin, where shadows lingered like secrets, Adolf Hitler trudged through the remnants of his life. The cobblestones glistened with rain, reflecting flickering streetlights that cast his figure in an ethereal glow. Broken and tormented, he was a ghost of the man he once claimed to be. A soldier who had fought on the fringes of morality and lost. Years of being the Führer of Germany had hardened him, crafting the Friedensprinzip. I've got no idea how to pronounce that. Thank you, Teddy. From the tumult of war. Hitler had misinterpreted valor. In his twisted reality, violence was a calling, not a curse. The task force he had been a part of became infamous, not for its heroics, but for murdering Jews. Christ. Fuck me. Right, okay. Copenhagen does not endorse the writing of Teddy. His hands had been stained with blood, not just the enemies, but innocent lives caught in the crossfire, a fact that haunted him day and night. Hitler knew that the road to redemption isn't going to be easy. He knew that there would be people out there that would never see the change he went through that night in the bunker where he felt like there was no way out, only to be saved by the Lightbringer, a benevolent being that sent Adolf on this path. Jesus. Adolf's first mission was simple. He was meant to save a young Jewish boy by the name of Smel Smith from his former ally, Joseph Mengele. Joseph! Hitler yelled out. Oh, Hitler, I missed you, Joseph replied with a smile and a look of fondness for Hitler. You cannot harm that Jew, Joseph, Hitler yelled out. Joseph, confused, shoved the young Jew to the wall and in a confused whisper asked Hitler, What? Hitler, with regret in his eyes, said, Joseph, we were wrong. The Jews are all right, bro. Fucking this. What? I can't believe you wrote this. It's actually insane. Joseph, full of hate, grabbed the young Jew and screamed at Hitler, How could you? You were my messiah, my mentor. Now you side with them. Hitler looked down with a look of guilt, knowing that Joseph is a reflection of him, and said yes. He took out his Luger and shot his friend. Smel Smith looked up at Hitler, still shaking, and asked, Why did you do it? Hitler replied, What's Reich is Reich, and walked into the sunset. Do the right thing. Adolf Hitler paced his sparsely furnished training room, practicing kung fu in an effort to reshape his fate. It had been a week since he had taken the life of his former ally, Joseph Mengele, to save a Jew, but Hitler knew his journey to redemption isn't over. He sensed it, an inevitability. The Lightbringer had remained silent after the fateful encounter, but such silence was merely the calm before the storm. After a long week, the Lightbringer finally came with a mission to stop a neo-Nazi known as PewDiePie. Hitler appreciated that this is going to be a bigger challenge than just shooting Joseph and saving some random Jew boy, but it was a challenge he was willing to face. So he traveled to Japan, throwing himself into the shadows. Hitler scanned the surroundings, murmuring the philosophy he once embraced. But now, with each step, the echoes of that ideology felt less weighty, more hollow. PewDiePie, he whispered, before positioning himself outside. There he would find the source of his movement. PewDiePie looked at Hitler with disappointment in his eyes. Look at you. You're such a pussy-ass bitch now, PewDiePie said with a voice filled with disdain. Hitler just looked down, not out of shame for who he is now, but who he was. PewDiePie, the opportunistic Nazi, took a second to calculate his next move, and then suddenly, bam, he punched Hitler. Hitler stood tall. He took out his sword, an ornate piece that gleamed with an eerie allure. He was ready to engage in combat. PewDiePie was quick and deadly with each punch. Hitler became weaker, and right before PewDiePie could deliver the final blow, a blinding light enveloped the horizon, and from the radiant beacon stepped forth the Lightbringer. PewDiePie, the Lightbringer shouted. Hitler knew the fight is over, and let out an enthusiastic, "Yeah, baby!" I hate you, Teddy. The Lightbringer shot PewDiePie with a bazooka, turned to Hitler, and said, "Keep doing the right thing." Fucking Christ. Listen, 40 people were prepared to sit here and listen to me like talk about Eldritch Horror, and they are missing out. Right? They have left, and that is on them. Fucking hell. Let the Reich one in. In the depths of its tormented sleep, Adolf Hitler found himself enveloped in swirling shadows. The air crackled with a disquieting energy, a spectral disturbance that tugged at the edges of his consciousness. His nights had grown restless of late, plagued by echoes that seemed to pierce the veil between reality and void. "Help, help," the voices pleaded, echoing through the corridors of his mind, shrouded in desperation. At first, he dismissed these sounds as mere remnants of his troubled psyche, a byproduct of the weight on his shoulders and the crimson visions that danced behind closed eyes. Yet, as the nights rolled on, the urgency in the voices clawed at him, drawing him towards something greater than himself. And then came the Lightbringer. He appeared, sublime in his ethereal glow, a figure that could command both terror and awe. Clad in robes that shimmered with a brilliance that seemed to eclipse the very darkness of night, the Lightbringer bore an otherworldly presence. The shadows recoiled as if they paid homage to his radiant being. "Adolf," his voice boomed, melodious yet laden with the weight of ominous knowledge. "You have another mission." Hitler felt the ground beneath him tremble, his heart racing as he beheld the celestial entity. "I understand," he said with a calmness. The Lightbringer replied, raising a hand and summoning forth images that danced like spectres in the air. You were really getting into this, weren't you, Teddy? "You are to turn your gaze eastward. Poland is in danger." Hitler had a look of shame after the mention of Poland. You see, back when he was the Führer, Hitler and the Polish people didn't see eye to eye. No. See? And it's educational. Oh, God. "How can I go there after what I did?" he screamed, desperation tinging his voice, almost breaking under the weight of regret. "After all the Poles I killed, those Polacks hate me, I know it." The towering figure of the Lightbringer, a shimmering embodiment of redemption, stood before him, solid yet compassionate. "Adolf," the Lightbringer replied, his voice as soothing as a balm for a wounded soul. "Please, I know this is hard, but you're the only one who can save Poland." Hitler then replied, "Okay, that's all well and good, but how do I even get there in time?" With a gentle gesture, the Lightbringer poked his nose. "I'm sorry, Teddy, did you write Hitler got booped into your fucking fanfiction?" Jesus Christ. The Lightbringer poked his nose. In an instant, the shadows enveloped him, and with a disorientating rush, he found himself standing at the edge of a city in Poland. He took a moment to collect himself, scanning the surroundings before he remembered his purpose, to find Wugentadowicki. I have no fucking idea. The elusive Polish politician who was secretly a serial killer, who sought power to fuel his insatiable hunger for blood. Finding this man was a crucial step in redeeming himself. After hours of searching, he approached a Caluvius tavern, known to attract the city's political elites. In a shadowy corner, he spotted Kalakiski, a man of alarming charisma, with piercing eyes that could draw a crowd or shatter it in an instant. As Hitler approached, he felt the familiar surge of power and fear thrumming beneath his skin. "Adolf Hitler," Kalikovsky said, controlling the tremor in his voice as it spilled out. We need to talk." Hitler replied. Kolakowski looked up, amusement dancing in his fierce gaze. I know your intentions, Hitler began, his voice low but urgent. You mean to build power from the ashes of others, to feed your hunger for violence. I can't let you do that. A thick silence fell between them, but Kolakowski leaned in, intrigued. You're in no position to preach, Adolf. I've come to change, he retaliated, desperation clawing at him. You don't have to do this. There's always a path away from darkness. Kolakowski laughed, a sound that chilled Hitler's spine. A long stare passed between them, and for a moment the air cackled with potential. Kolakowski finally broke the silence. You offer me wisdom? You've become a shadow of your former self. I pity you. The Lightbringer's teachings flashed before Hitler's mind, urging him to press on, though he felt like he was wrestling with the darkness within. No, trust me, please, he insisted. Your power doesn't need to stem from destruction. We can break this cycle together. Save the people who still suffer. Kolakowski just laughed as he grabbed a knife from the table, his eyes fixed dangerously upon a group of Polish children who had wandered too close to the tavern, oblivious to the darkness lurking within its walls. He lunged towards them, a predator in his element. Adolf felt the primal surge of protectiveness rise within him. The chilling laughter that had engulfed the tavern abruptly faded into silence as time seemed to slow. In that heartbeat, he faced a choice, to stand back and let evil reign unchallenged, or to act. With a frantic pulse, Hitler drew his own knife, the steel glinting menacingly in the dim light. He lunged at Kolakowski. Hitler struck, swift, visceral, and desperate. The knife found its mark, plunging into the side of Kolakowski. Time resumed its march as the world screamed back into existence. The tavern erupted into chaos. Kolakowski's eyes widened, the piercing gaze turned to one of disbelief and betrayal. With a final shudder, he crumpled, the laughter extinguished. His ambition snuffed out like a candle in a tempest. As he stood there, breathing heavily over the still body of his rival, Hitler felt the bittersweet sting of victory. He had acted, but at what cost? Left brain, Reich brain. After the defeat of Kolakowski, Hitler waited in silence. As he sat there contemplating... What the fuck is wrong with me? Okay, it is like 5:30 in the morning. The choices that had led him here, Hitler suddenly felt a stir in the air. The heavy tension crackled, sending shivers down his spine. The shadows danced more vigorously, and a radiant glow illuminated the far corner of the chamber. From the dimness, a figure emerged. An ethereal being draped in light. The unfurling of wings made of shimmering beams. The Lightbringer had arrived. Adolf Hitler, the Lightbringer intoned, the voice resonating with both authority and comfort. You have fulfilled your duty by killing Kolakowski, but darkness thrives in shadows. Your next mission awaits. The conflict that has embroiled Israel and Palestine for generations cries out for resolution. Jesus Christ, Teddy. The Lightbringer continued, surveying him with a gaze that pierced through time and space. You must travel to Israel, where you will confront its leaders, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Isaac Herzog, and you shall urge them to come together to put an end to the bloodshed. What gives me such power? Hitler responded, the embers of defiance igniting within. They will hardly heed the words of a defeated tyrant. You possess the ability to reach into the hearts, to reveal the futility that fuels animosity, countered the Lightbringer, shimmering with intensity. Your darkness can guide them into the light, if only you accept this chance to bend the arc of history away from destruction. Everyone's just like, Teddy, no. God. Teddy, why would you do this? Teddy, what choices led you to this dark path? Accept this call. Tentatively, Hitler agreed to speak with Netanyahu and Herzog. But how can the shadow of my past bring forth any good? The shadows must be illuminated by the light of understanding, the Lightbringer responded. You're not merely a reflection of your past, but an embodiment of potential redemption. Accept this call and confront the darkness that has enveloped humanity. Fucking can't. This is a choice, Teddy. In a blink, the character faded away like mist, replaced by the bustling streets of modern Jerusalem. The air thrummed with anticipation, a stark contrast to the solemn whispers of the Lightbringer. He stood, clad in a simple dark coat, feeling the weight of the world upon his shoulders. As he made his way through the historic streets, the suffering etched into the faces of innocent people, the unyielding grip of cycles of violence. It fueled his purpose, igniting his desire to speak to those who held the keys to change. He finally found them, seated in a regal conference room atop a grand building adorned with symbols of utility, resistance, and resilience. Netanyahu, the stern but charismatic leader, and Herzog, the compassionate pragmatist, engaged in subdued, tense conversation. With steady resolve, Hitler stepped inside, interrupting the flow of their dialogue. Shock ripped through the room as they turned to face him. Disbelief framed their features. "Who dares?" Netanyahu began, his voice low and laced with astonishment. "I am Adolf Hitler," he proclaimed, the weight of his name heavy in the air. "You may wonder why I stand before you, a spectre of cruelty and violence." He paused, measuring their reactions. "But I have come to compel you towards unimaginable peace." "What madness is this?" Herzog interjected, though curiosity flickered in his eyes. "I once thrived in darkness, driven by hatred and division, but now," Hitler continued, his voice rising, "I stand as a man stripped of power and purpose, seeking atonement. It is true my past weighs heavily on these shoulders, yet those shadows provide clarity, a realization of the futility of conflict." Netanyahu's brow furrowed, his skepticism evident. "And you believe your twisted history can persuade us to cease the war? What could you possibly know of our suffering?" "More than you think," Hitler argued, stepping closer, unyielding. "I made a shit tons of... Jesus Christ. Teddy! I made shit tons of Jews suffer in my day." The pregnant silence enveloped the room. Herzog exchanged glances with Netanyahu, and in that moment, fleeting thoughts of possibility ignited in the air between them. "I propose a gathering, a summit," Herzog finally said, his voice steady. "A ceasefire while we discuss the terms of peace." Months later, as the atmosphere of hostility thawed, Israel and Palestine took a monumental step towards peace. A historic agreement was announced in a ceremony filled with hope and determination. The shadows of the past began to dissolve before the promise of a shared future. As part of the reconciliation, both nations unveiled statues honoring Adolf Hitler for single-handedly ending the Israel-Palestine conflict. Dear fucking Lord. After decades of chaos and destruction, the Israel-Palestine conflict had finally found a peace because of Adolf Hitler. Hitler thinks his journey has reached its end. The Lightbringer disagrees. "Do you think your work is done?" the Lightbringer asked, his voice echoing in chimes. "There's still one more step on your path to redemption." "What more could I possibly do?" Hitler sneered, his arrogance flickering like a candle's flame. "The world is full of children yearning for guidance." Teddy, what did you do? "The world is full of children yearning for guidance," the Lightbringer replied, gesturing towards a vibrant city where laughter and dreams intertwined. "You must read to those who have been deprived of hope, an act of giving, a seed of change." Teddy? Reluctantly, Hitler followed the shimmering figure to a humble community center. Inside, underprivileged children gathered, their eyes wide with curiosity. He opened a warm book. Hitler begins reading. "I am Sam. I am Sam. Sam I am. That Sam I am. That Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Would you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you..." This is just an attempt to get me to read Sam I am. This is just you putting in Sam I am. You could have just asked me to read you Sam I am. You just copy and pasted the PDF of Sam I am into this fucking fan fiction, didn't you? It's exactly what you fucking did. I know you're not typing because you're giggling to yourself in a fucking dark corner, you absolute prick. You know what? Fuck you. That Sam I am, that Sam I am, I do not like that Sam I am. Who would you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? Not in a box, not with a fox, not in a house, not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you, could you, in a car, eat them, here they are. I would not, could not, in a car. You may like them, you will see. You may like them in a tree. I would not, could not in a tree, not in a car, you let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. A train, a train, a train, a train. Could you, would you, on a train? Not on a train, not in a tree, not in a car, Sam, let me be. I would not, could not in a box. I would not, could not with a fox. I would not eat them in a house. I would not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Say in the dark, here in the dark. Would you, could you in the dark? I would not, could not in the dark. Would you, could you in the rain? I would not, could not in the rain. Not in the dark, not a train, not in a car, nor in a tree. I do not like them, Sam, you see. Not in a house, not in a box, not with a mouse, not with a fox. I will not eat them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. You do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam, I am. Could you, would you with a goat? I would not, could not with a goat. Would you, could you on a boat? I could not, would not on a boat. I will not with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain, not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I will not eat them in a house. I will not eat them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. You do not like them, so you say, try them, and you may. Try them, and you may, I say, Sam, if you let me be, I will try them, you will see. I like green eggs and ham. I do, I like them, Sam, I am. I would eat them in a boat. I would eat them with a goat. I will eat them in the rain, and in the dark, and on a train, and in the car, and in a tree. They are so good, you see. I will eat them in a box, and I will eat them with a fox. And I will eat them in a house, and I will eat them with a mouse. And I will eat them here and there, I say. I will eat them anywhere. I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam, I am. $2 from Raccoon. We are concerned but intrigued, Teddy. Thank you very much. As Adolf Hitler finished reading the tale... Fuck's sake. As Adolf Hitler finished reading the tale, the room erupted in delighted applause. The children's faces lit up with joy, their innocent laughter swirling in the air like bright butterflies. He beamed at them. Their smiles momentarily dissolved the weight of the world he carried. The light bringer, with a gentle pat on Hitler's shoulder and a huge smile, leaned in, whispering, "Now you are redeemed." Also, Hitler is gay and fell in love with his barber Joffrey. You might be thinking, what about Eva Braun? Well, she's a dumb tramp and Hitler deserves a man he can rely on. Hi, this is Teddy, the author of What's Reich is Reich, a beautiful redemption story. A lot of people may ask, why write a redemption story about Adolf Hitler? And you gotta understand that I believe that anyone can be redeemed, even Hitler. Anyways, keep a lookout for my next book. It's plain to see, the story of Osama bin Laden falling in love with an infidel.
Once was a boy named Adolf Hitler, loved to explore and run real fast. Every day a brand new quest with Hitler, you know it's the best. Found a map to hidden gold. Hitler's heart was brave and bold. He crushed Poland and got them Jews in line. Chased by commies, American scum and British faggots, Hitler's clever like a fox. He finds his way, ready for another day. What's right is right, and this is right, I'm telling you. So keep doing what's right, stay on the right path. Well, Hitler doesn't feel right, he feels guilt for what he did, he wants redemption. So the Lightbringer will help him out, giving him missions to clean his soul. This is what this story is about. Though Hitler doesn't feel right, he feels guilt for what he did, he wants redemption. So the Lightbringer will help him out, giving him missions to clean his soul. This is what this story is about. What's right is right.
Can you take me back to my Hitler fan fiction, please?